What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the second part of my things I love and hate about the Surron. This is part 2. If you've seen part 1, welcome back, and if you haven't, check my channel for the part 1 of the things I love about the Surron. This part 2 is covering the things I don't love about the Surron. So again, we're going to have in the background just some more American Fork trail riding. This is going to sum up this trip of the riding. So the last third of this trail will be playing in the background, so enjoy that while I discuss the things that I don't love about the Surron. Let's start with number 1. I'm going to go ahead and just talk about the elephant in the room. That's stock power. The stock power for the Surron, I mean, for what it is, it's not bad, and it does everything. You've watched some of these videos that I've made. If you have, you can see that it's capable and it does these trails great. But there's times where it just kind of leaves you wanting a little bit more, just even a little bit. I think the stock amount of power is either 5 or 6 kilowatts, and I think that 7.5 to 8 would be a great amount for a stock bike like this, especially if you could still switch to the eco mode. They should just default it at that. And I know the Talaria has a little bit more power, but I think another thing they could do would be to just have it come with like a 54 tooth sprocket or something like that. I mean, I think obviously they're doing eco mode to keep the speed under a legal limit, and then they want you to go fast, but I think having a 54 tooth out of the gate or a little bit more kilowatts would be the way to go. This brings me to number 2. We just talked about the sprocket, and my number 2 would be stock components. And I'm going to loop a bunch of things in here, but we'll start with the sprocket. I just think that they were going for a top speed that isn't necessary. I mean, with a little bit more torque, the bike's capable of getting close to that anyway, but it just really helps up hills and stuff like that. Offloads all that power on the motor and doesn't strain it so hard. So I would say stock components being a sprocket, the foot pegs. Let's be real, those things are a joke. I didn't realize how bad they were until I changed them out, and then I was wishing I'd have done it day one. Foot pegs, and then the brace between the foot pegs. Let's talk about that. Like, why would they just leave those things hanging down? I mean, not all of us are 90-pound guys, so hey, I had to put the brace back there, some new foot pegs on, and maybe a choice or an option to have different handlebars. I mean, I can see that some of the smaller riders thinking those handlebars are okay, but I think you should be able to get an option for like a rise bar. So my number 2 would be the stock components like this, where you should get a little bit more options, or there should be a better default than what they give. Alright, on to number 3, and I know this was one of my loves, but it's also going to be a hate, is quality. So I'm not talking about the build quality. The bike is sturdy and well built. What I'm talking about is some of the things that come on the bike, like, for example, the headlight. I mean, it does a good job, but I see most people are just ripping this off and putting a different headlight on, or adding an aftermarket on-off switch. I mean, to be honest, an on-off switch would have been genius if they'd have just done that right out of the gate. We're talking about a battery that we might want to conserve, so how about letting us turn it off? Also, the seat. The seat is not comfortable at all. And I get that they're trying to save cost and making it affordable, but how much more money is it to just add some padding to that seat, or have a little bit better seat on the bike? And then last, and again, it's a cost thing, but like the tires. Those tires have like an 1/8-inch tread, brand new. So they last, I think my stock rear tire lasted like 200 miles is all, if that. So just some things, quality things that I think could have been better. I would have paid extra money for better parts of those. On to number 4. and while this didn't really apply to me, but I've seen it affect other people, is availability. So for a long time, these bikes were almost impossible to get. I had a buddy that was just looking for a long time, ended up getting a used one, but I mean, again, this didn't apply to me. I have 2 Surrons. My first one took a little over 3 weeks. My second one was literally within 9 days that I got it. But other people keep checking, and the inventory has been pretty low or whatever, and it's been rough up until recent that only one company was selling them in the US. So I would say number 4 was availability. All right, on to number 5. And I know I said this was also a love, but it's also a hate. And I would say that is mods or customization. I mean, yeah, it's great that the Surron can do all this stuff. However, it very quickly becomes a money pit. And it's almost addicting. I would say it is addicting. You want to constantly upgrade your bike. While it's fun, it's definitely rough on the wallet. So yeah, since I've had it, I've bought a handful of things, but I have a list. I have a spreadsheet and a list of things that I am going to do to this bike, and it's not a matter of if, it's just when at this point. So, you know, I've come over the first large hurdle of the controller, with the co-controller arriving any day now. So that's one of them. A battery, you know, another one that's just a huge investment.
Brakes are cooking, I think.
Maybe a 16-inch rear for the trail riding. Anyway, the list goes on and on. I mean, it's endless. You can do so much stuff, and I don't even think that there's an end. Like, you can just keep going. So yeah, that's definitely one of the things is, on the hate side, is, oh my god, I'm spending a ton of money on this, but it is fun. So that wraps up my love and hate relationship with the Surron. My top 5 of either side of that. And you know, with that last thing with mods, you know, I've got a lot planned, and which should make for some good content for everybody. You know, just getting an opportunity to put on the co-controller. I'm going to run it with a stock battery for a little bit. I might run it with the bypass down the road, get a battery, things like that. So I plan on doing, you know, a little bit of reviews on each side of that. The nice thing is too, I have 2 Surrons, and I'm able to compare it with the stock one side by side, and even an e-beast side by side, as you can see. So look forward to that kind of content coming up. And let me know also in the comments what kind of videos you guys like to see. Do you like to see the trail riding? Do you like review videos? Do you like the wheelie videos? Coming up, I think I'm going to be putting together just a little urban play video. It's probably a short or something like that. I also have a fast trail run up in Mueller, which is an unseen trail on the channel. So I'm basically only posting content of trails I haven't ridden before. So on this section here in American Fork, these are trails not posted yet. I have some in Mueller Park. I have some in North Canyon. So I'll be posting those as well. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you like this video or any of the content I'm putting out there. Go ahead and drop a like and a sub if you want. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next video.